Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about bullying. I know I've mentioned it before, however I haven't gone in depth. The reason I want to go in depth about it is because I feel that there's so much bullying happening, not just for children in the schools, but also in the workplace. I've experienced bullying since a young age. I've experienced it in relationships. I've experienced it in the workplace. I mean, it affected me. It really affected me. I mean, I used to go home and I don't know, I just used to go home and I just was withdrawn. It got to the point that when I was at school, it wasn't me. I mean, everyone says to me, Alison, you've got such a lovely personality, you're so bubbly. Well, I was always that child, but I don't think I ever had the chance to shine and to actually be that person. Although I knew I was happy and I knew I wanted to be bubbly, I don't know, the bullies just made me feel that I wasn't worth that, to be that person. And that's what bullies do. They look for weakness. They look for that weakness and they prey on it. And that's what happened. They saw that I wasn't, I don't know, fashionable like all the rest. They saw that I didn't have a lot of money. They could see lots of things through me and they used that as a target. And each day, the bullying got worse and worse and worse. And that was just in lows. Wow, in upper school, I remember sitting in the toilets with my feet up off the floor and trying to hide so no one could see me or hear that I was in there. But they used to find me. And that's when bullying happens actually in the toilets, because there's not usually a lot of teachers there, a lot of staff there. They say that they've got it under control. Schools have got it under control. Yeah, they've got it under control to a certain extent, but they can't be there 24/7. You can't have CCTV cameras in toilets, and that's where it happens, That's where it happened for me, and that's where it happens still. I mean, I've just done a dissertation on bullying because I find that bullying is such a wide subject and it's ongoing. There's so much help out there. There's all these organisations, there's all these teachers and mentors and everything. I mean, I was a mentor. I had students who used to come to me who bullied and were bullied, and it's still such a big issue. So that's why I did my dissertation. But I want to do my dissertation about traditional bullying and cyberbullying, and asking, is technology to blame? Because traditional bullying was face to face. It was hitting, punching, pulling your hair, name calling. And that was quite dramatic, like I said, that really affects you. But nowadays, people can do that online. They can hide their identity. They can be one person to you face to face, but then they can be someone else. And I found that through my research. I found that the reason why people cyberbully and why it's so high, it's because a person can be invisible. You don't know who's behind that screen, but they know you. And it's, no matter how much security we have on social media, there's such a way that people can just, nowadays it's cool. It's like, to have so many friends. The more friends you have on Facebook, the more popular you are. So a lot of people just add people they don't even know. But that's a danger, and that's where the bullies get you. There's so many films out and things like that, you've mostly watched them yourself. But the most thing that really got to me doing my research on bullying was the amount of suicides. And as a young child, I thought about ending it, especially because the way my things were at home, the way mum and dad was, always arguing, fighting, never having any money. It just got to me, and my self-esteem just got so low. And then when you go to school and you've got all these people calling you names and making you feel like that you're nothing, that you're useless, that you're worthless, that you're ugly, that you're fat, that you're this colour skin, that you're a tramp. And then, the name callings go on and on and on and on. And it just makes you feel like you are worthless. And you start to believe it. And you got to that, I got to that point that I was like, well, if I'm so worthless and my mum and dad's arguing, they don't, it just got to that point I wanted to end it. And like I said, through my dissertation, the research found that there was so much suicide, from as young as 8 years of age. you know, kids couldn't handle it anymore. They can't handle the name calling or the texts and things like that. And I think, you know, a lot of people, we do it. We all have a little laugh and a little bit of banter with each other and everything else. But I think bullying is such a big issue. And there's going to take a lot for it to stop. I don't think bullying will ever stop. And I do think that schools and colleges and workplace, because it happens in the workplace, bullying. I was bullied in the workplace. You know, I think it needs to be addressed a lot more. For now, I think that's what I have to say about bullying, really. It's just the fact that if you know anyone that's being bullied, or if you feel like you're being bullied, you know, try and talk to someone. I know it's difficult. And I know that one thing about being bullied is you think if you say to someone about it, then the bullying will get worse. But believe me, it's better to talk to someone than to carry it around for you. Because I carried it around for years and years. And I thought I could handle it. And it got to that point, like I said, one day I just thought, I don't want to be here. I can't handle this. And luckily enough, I had a friend that I could talk to. And only one friend, but that one friend helped me. And I think, you know, if you can have that one person to talk to them, you know, explain what's going on and everything. If not, like I said, there is organisations, there is help out there. Or if you know someone that is not being too nice to someone, whether it be in the workplace, whether it be through your children, whether it's your own child and you know they're not being as nice as they can to someone, you know, it's up to us. It's up to us to educate the future. It's up to us to educate those now and say to them, you know, it's not on. So for this week, I'm going to say to you, bullying is a and being kind is a. Right, everyone, see you next week. Thanks for watching.